Bridges That Carried Us Over, a project of Creative Business Services Incorporated, proudly presents a virtual tour of public places and spaces which are named for African Americans who contributed to the bettering of our community in the Inland Empire of San Bernardino County, California. We would like to acknowledge those who contributed to and collaborated on this project. As always, we are grateful to those who came before us, whose struggles and aspirations for a better life encouraged us to seek effective models and means to follow their lead. Anne Sherrells, affectionately referred to as Mama because of her nurturing nature, was involved in numerous community-based organizations throughout her lifetime. She had lived in San Bernardino since 1944 and was a member of St. Mark's Baptist Church, and worked for the Parks and Recreation Department for more than 20 years. In addition, she organized the first Girl Scout troop for minorities on the West Side and formed a leadership council to advise youth in education, employment, and housing even after her retirement. She was still working for the city when she died at the age of 68 in 1983. In 1987, Councilman Daniel Frazier sought approval to rename Rio Vista Park after Anne Sherrells. Dorothy Grant moved to Fontana in 1959. She was a pioneer in bringing streetlights, traffic signals, sidewalks, and essential infrastructure to the northern Fontana area before it was incorporated in the city. Though her initial focus was on that area, through the years, her volunteer services expanded throughout the city. Dorothy was instrumental in organizing activities for children of the area. She had a strong work ethic and was tirelessly committed to the bettering of her community. In 2000, the Fontana Unified School District opened the Dorothy Grant Elementary School. Ms. Grant visited this school nearly every day to read stories, monitor the lunch yard, and encourage the parents and students. Jessie Turner was a community activist in North Fontana before it was incorporated into the city, along with Dorothy Grant. She advocated for area planning and was a huge influence in putting North Fontana on the map. For Jessie Turner, helping the less fortunate was a passion, as she was the first Black development specialist at Employment Development Department. So it seemed only right that the Fitness and Health Center carried the name of such a revered individual who worked hard to see that the community had healthy activities. The original community center named in her honor was torn down for commercial needs, but in 2006, the groundbreaking ceremony for this new and improved center was performed. St. Paul African Methodist Episcopal Church was founded on Easter Sunday in 1904 by Henry and Mary Ingram, their children, Henry, Ben, Howard, and Ruth, and Martha and Ernest Bush, the original charter members. The original location was on 6th Street, but in 1915 the second location for the church was constructed at 6th and Harris. In 1969, construction of the current church on 21st Street was completed. Dorothy Ingram began her career in 1941 as the first Black school teacher and principal in the San Bernardino area. As a student of higher education, she was the first African American to graduate from University of Redlands with a bachelor's in music. She always strove for the best education within her means, and later, as a teacher and administrator, she sought the same for her students. She was a tremendous influence on this community as a local educator, civic leader, community activist, volunteer, and author of 5 books. She died at the ripe old age of 106. Among the many honors she received, having a public library named for her was an unusual recognition for a non-librarian. It was built in 1977 and today has approximately 15,000 titles in circulation, including a large number of books of interest to the Black community. Brother to Dorothy Ingram, and last charter member of St. Paul African Methodist Episcopal Church before his passing in 1993, Dr. Howard Ingram was the first Black physician in San Bernardino. He attended medical school at Northwestern University in Chicago, but returned to San Bernardino, his home since his birth in 1899, to practice. He was a surgeon and physician for over 50 years. In honor of his contributions to the community, the Dr. Howard Ingram Elementary School was named after him in 1989. The Juanita Blakely Jones Elementary School opened on July 31, 2006, named after a prominent African American woman who was classmates with Dorothy Ingram at the University of Redlands. Curtis T. Winton, a parent advocate and longtime education volunteer, worked ceaselessly to open the channels of communication between the school board, the superintendent's office, the directors, the principals, and most of all the parents in the Rialto Unified School District. Winton founded the Parent Institute in 2009 in an attempt to increase parent involvement within the district. It was hugely successful. Since its launch, more than 700 parents and grandparents have graduated. In October 2014, the Rialto Unified School District dedicated the institute to its inspirational founder after his passing. Talmadge Hughes was a prominent West Side real estate broker whose vision made this structure possible. Councilwoman Valerie Pope Ludland and Hughes originally built this building, which had been utilized for various community projects over the years. In 2004, it was remodeled and dedicated to Temple Missionary Baptist Church programs. Since that time, it has been renamed the Woodward Leadership Academy. During her 37-year career, Georgia F. Morris held many positions as she ascended the educational ladder. She was a teacher, counselor, coordinator, director, administrator, and assistant superintendent. She achieved a great number of accomplishments and received honors and awards from various organizations for her inspirational work. She was the first African American administrator in the Rialto Unified School District, as well as the first African American female to be named to the Human Relations Commission in Rialto. The school was named after her in June of 1991. Rosa Parks was a prominent civil rights leader, known best for inspiring the Montgomery bus boycott by refusing to give up her seat. The Rosa Parks Memorial Building is a 13-story high-rise located in downtown San Bernardino. Built in the 1990s, it serves as government headquarters for San Bernardino County and California's Inland Empire region. The building is the second tallest in the city of San Bernardino and fourth tallest in the Inland Empire. It was renamed the Rosa Parks Memorial Building in her honor in 2008. In the early 1900s, Black pioneers in San Bernardino noticed the lack of a Black Baptist church. To meet this need, 4 families, the Andersons, the Muckleroys, the Andrews, and Dents, began the process of organizing the New Hope Missionary Baptist Church. It was founded on August 16, 1911, and was recognized by the Association of Baptist Churches in Riverside and Los Angeles counties. This church has gone through many transformations over the years, moving to bigger buildings as their congregation grew. Soon enough, they were the leading Black church in the San Bernardino Valley area. The New Hope Family Life Public Enterprise Center was sold to New Hope by Frances Grace, an African-American entrepreneur. The Enterprise Center was established in 2004. Mildred Dalton Henry, or Doc as she is affectionately known, has made it her life's mission to break down barriers so young people can obtain a solid education that leads to meaningful employment. As founder and director of the Provisional Accelerated Learning, or PAL Center, and Charter Academy in San Bernardino, Dr. Henry has provided educational and employment opportunities for countless youngsters in the community. She is the first African American to be an associate professor, full professor, and attain tenure in the School of Education at Cal State San Bernardino. The Dr. Mildred Dalton Elementary School, named in her honor, opened its doors in 2013. The Little Zion Manor apartments were developed by John Dukes and Vivian Nash, prominent African American entrepreneurs who developed hundreds of units on the west side of San Bernardino. The Temple Missionary Baptist Church was formed by a band of Christians in 1938 with Reverend Abram Shorts. They congregated at 732 L Street. The current location on Union Street was built and dedicated in 1955. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Nobel Peace Prize recipient and leader in the African American civil rights movement, has no less than 4 landmarks named in his honor because of his tremendous contributions. In San Bernardino, a king statue stands at the entrance to City Hall, an 11-foot-tall, 1-ton bronze replica of the civil rights leader in an earnest stance, his left hand on his chest. The statue was unveiled at a dedication ceremony on November 8, 1981. The patina of the sculpture is perfect once again thanks to last year's restoration efforts, spearheaded by the Black Culture Foundation and enthusiastically supported by individuals and organizations throughout the community. In downtown Riverside, a 7-foot-tall bronze statue pays tribute to the peaceful visionary wearing ministerial robes and depicts a civil rights march led by King. At the base of the sculpture are the simple words, "I have a dream." The statue is a landmark on the historic Riverside Walking Tour and was dedicated in 1999. Martin Luther King Jr. High School, commonly referred to as King High School, also opened in 1999 and was the first high school to be built in Riverside since 1973. The first graduating class walked in 2003. This is California's first high school named for King. And finally, Martin Luther King Jr. Middle School, formerly known as Franklin Junior High from 1953 until 1974. The school was closed for a decade before the San Bernardino City Unified School District voted to reopen it and change the name to Martin Luther King Jr. Middle School in 1984. Prince Hall Lodge No. 17 was established in Redlands in 1909. It requested and was granted permission to relocate to San Bernardino in 1922. They have maintained a presence in the city since that time, including participating in the erection of the Martin Luther King Jr. statue in San Bernardino and hosting a banquet after the ceremony. In 1928, the very first meeting of St. Mark's Missionary Baptist Church was held at the home of Sister Nanny Craig. It wasn't until 1932 that the construction of the church was finished. Over time, the need for a larger building grew, so construction began, and in 1947 the new building was finished. Art Townsend founded the Precinct Reporter Group, newspapers dedicated to the African American community. He started the Precinct Reporter Group in 1965, and today it is the largest and oldest Black-owned publication in the Inland Empire. He worked tirelessly to better the conditions of Blacks, Hispanics, laborers, and women, and was one of the founding members of the San Bernardino Boys and Girls Club. Mr. Townsend was a tremendous influence on young professionals and entrepreneurs before his passing in 1989. On April 17, 1990, the city of Rialto held an official dedication ceremony for Art Townsend Drive, honoring one of their most respected citizens. Wilmer Amina Carter, former Rialto Unified School District Board of Education member for 16 years, recently served 3 terms in the California State Assembly and now serves as a Director of Creative Business Services Incorporated, archiving the African American presence in the Inland Empire. This state-of-the-art high school was named in her honor. She is the first living African American woman in the Inland Empire for whom a high school has been named. The school opened August 31, 2004 with 2,200 students in grades 9 through 11 after a 5-phase construction plan began with the groundbreaking ceremony on June 4th of 2001. This presentation is neither set in stone nor resistant to revision. We encourage our fellow community members to contribute any and all stories, photos, newspapers, and anecdotes in the name of preserving our history.